the fear of not landing on your feet makes you land on your feet most of the time, right?
Bro, that was amazing, bro. Shit, I'm cut that one for the intro.
So the fear of not getting bit by a rattlesnake keeps me from getting bit by a rattlesnake.
What's up, guys? Today's guest is a former professional parkour athlete turned animal wrangler. Please welcome to the JAMCast, Mr. Nick Bishop. Yes! What's up, dog?
All right, he wants to be on the floor.
Perfect.
Here we go. He's done. He doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah, oh, perfect, bro.
You got no holes or anywhere he can get out.
No. We're good here, bro. He can join the
stunt class?
Yeah. And what's crazy, guys, is right before we rolled on the episode, Nick was like, dude, I almost lost my eye right there. I'm like, what? I look over and he's like, yeah, I'm bleeding.
Just a little bit. Scratched my eye.
No way. Yeah, crazy. I can see it right here, just barely. That
always getting hurt, right?
No way, bro. And so what animal was that you just brought?
So what you just saw, he's on the ground chilling now. He found a nice little comfy spot. That's a albino tegu. So a tegu is something that's indigenous to South America. But now in the pet trade, they're not naturally like that. They're black and white tegu. But because of genetic breeding and genetics, mutations, you're able to get something like that.
No way. That is crazy, bro. That's absolutely amazing. And so I gotta ask, bro, because I haven't seen you in such a long time.
Dude, years.
Absolutely long time. Do you even remember the last time we physically saw each other?
The last time I saw you, I think I was getting off of a broken ankle. I don't know if you remember that.
That was a long time ago.
I was getting off a broken ankle, and we were at White Lotus.
And that's what I was going to say. For those that don't know, I've known Nick dating all the way back to my first gym, which predates Jam, which is a little spot in the valley called White Lotus.
Yeah, that was like 11 years ago.
Absolutely insane, man. Insane to think about. And what's funny is I just gave Nick a tour of Jam, and we're like walking through. I'm showing him all the stuff that we have here, and we're just having flashbacks to the old gym. Like the first gym, guys, was a rectangle with concrete walls. We had a spring floor and a little ghetto trampoline and a puzzle floor.
But you had the sickest rail system. Like, you could customize it. Every day you go in there, there's a different line in there. Yeah. Because we just constantly moved it around, and that's where I spent most of my time, dude.
Because this was before Tempest had opened. So we were pretty much like the only gym that had access to tricking, parkour stuff. We had a speed rail set up.
Yeah, dude, it was nice.
It was crazy.
The guests that you had there, like, me being the parkour athlete that I was, not anymore. I can't move like that anymore. Dude, going into your gym and seeing Oleg and Ben and everybody in there for the first time, Tim, like, man, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it because those were people that I watched on YouTube. You know what I mean?
100%.
And to be in a place where everybody could just be together and vibe and come from all over the world. Yeah. That's why I love White Lotus. Not because it was my escape to go train and, just, have a good time. It was that I could just be in an area where I can learn from the best.
We were there at such a pivotal time in parkour's history. It was, a lot of people consider it like the golden era of parkour. And there's been documentaries that have come out since where they talk about the time that MTV's Parkour Challenge came out, which is the era we're speaking of, was still to this date the most Googled search history of parkour to date. Dude. So like back then it was huge.
Oh yeah. What was the first? Was it the first one they did in Malibu, right?
Yeah, they did some. I think they did some stuff like downtown Lacey. Yeah, and then Venice Beach. Yeah. First season we did Venice Beach, Melody Ranch, all kinds of places. The Queen Mary. Yeah. But what was so unique, like you said, was for the longest time we could only watch these guys online on the internet, right? And then when MTV's Parkour Challenge happened, they flew over the cast, and we got the chance to train with like legends in our sport.
Dude, it was nuts.
Crazy.
Seeing Tim, this guy. His arms are stronger than his freaking legs.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we're referring to Livewire, Tim Sheaf. Like, some of the new gen kids probably don't even know who he is, which is such a shame because he was such a pivotal figure, multiple-time world champion. Yeah.
Because there was so few people, but everyone had their own style. So when you say their names, you're not only thinking about their name. You're thinking about their style because it's their style. Tim was the powerful guy when it comes to his arms and those handstands. And Kong. The precision's on his arms.
Yeah, like, the Puma jumps.
Dude, that's what they're called, the Puma jumps. Like, that. And then Oleg, for example, just that freestyle flow.
And the bar killage.
Dude, nuts. It was like breakdancing on a bar. This freaking thing.
You're so right, though, man. That statement that you said, which was like, you not only thought of someone's name, but you thought about their style.
Yeah.
That's so true. It's not to say that the stuff happening today isn't absolutely incredible, but there's so many people that do it that a lot of styles seem similar.
Yeah, it's all meshed into one thing.
It's almost like a factory of moves now. Like everyone can do double cork, everyone can do double full. Whereas before it was like one guy didn't even do dubs, but he was a killer at other things.
Yeah. I was all about insane air.
Yo.
Doing the sketchiest stuff.
I distinctly remember you hitting like 5-step wall flips off of vertical walls, like doing the craziest wall climbs, like 10-step wall run tic-tacs.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. We set the blocks up on the wall. See, with me, everything I learned, I grew up in Portland, Oregon, you know.
Oh, I was just gonna. Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful segue, bro.
So
yes.
I didn't have a gym.
Yeah.
Everything I learned was out on the concrete. The grass was the softest thing I had.
Wow.
So when I moved down to California, we'll get into that later, but when I moved to California, dude, I stepped into Tempest, or not Tempest.
White Lotus, yeah.
White Lotus. There was mats, there was soft stuff I could land on. For me, dude, the mat could be this thin, and I was throwing the craziest, most insane things. So when I set those mats up against the wall, I did not know what I was doing, and you're gonna find out.
You just felt safe.
See, my arms were, I was swatting flies as I was coming down. Like,
that's crazy.
But I just felt free. You
wow,
know?
Bro, no way.
Yeah.
And so when you were back in Portland, Oregon, like in the origins of you before even parkour, what was your early like childhood like? Like I'm sure you were living a very full, adventurous life.
Very full, very adventurous. Yeah. Really, just cut it short, dude. I came from a tough life. Single mom, her first child was 13 years old.
Wow, brother.
By the time she had her third child, she was 21, which was my little sister.
Wow.
I was the middle child.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys all feeling for me if you're a middle child.
Yeah.
But you know, dude, I was a knucklehead. I got banned from going to public school in the whole state of Oregon by the time I was 9 years old.
No way. For being disruptive?
Disruptive. Okay, nothing crazy. Just being disruptive. I had way too much energy inside. But I was able to be homeschooled.
And this is before they identified kid as ADD and all this crap and all that stuff.
Yeah, and they sit you in a room and make you put blocks and stuff and do this. And then they pump you up and like, you're a genius. You have a high IQ. No, I just took a star and put it in the star hole and a circle and put it in the circle hole. Same thing with the square. Exactly. You know what I mean? But
science.
Now, dude, science, right? But now they prescribe you medications, which we didn't have that at the time.
Totally.
But anyways, the homeschooling, dude, I had to find a way to get rid of my energy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was a rollerblader, a fruit booter.
That makes so much sense on your aggressive style now and lack of care for consequences.
I was a rollerblader.
Yo.
So, dude, I was very aggressive.
Aggressive inline. It was what it used to be called for those that don't know, the new kids.
Aggressive inline.
Aggressive inline.
Gravity didn't exist. You know, literally, it only existed when you face planted into the ground, which I've done.
Yes,
now
bro.
there's a video. We'll try to dig it up on my Facebook.
That is crazy.
But there's a 16 set staircase, 16 steps, dude. And I was on these skates that I just beat to nothing, to a pulp.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna jump this set. So I did, and I used to jump that set a couple times, but this day I just jumped it, and when I landed, my wheels just turned into a dust and exploded.
Yard sale,
dude, gone. But I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to just, hey mom,
give me new skates.
Get me new skates.
Yeah.
But I also like to hang out with my friends.
Okay.
So I chilled with them. I had no skates, and I watched them skate. There goes that energy back when those ADD days in school was coming back.
Yes.
Because it was building up inside me like a fire, and I'm like, I need to freaking move.
Okay.
Dude, that was how it was. Like, I need to move. I'm watching these people. I'm getting jealous, you know?
Yeah.
And my friends take a break, and they're like, hey, dude, you want to borrow my skates and skate? Too much ego. Too much pride. Nah, dude.
Nah, those are yours.
Those are yours. I ain't going to touch them. Right?
I feel you. I'm the same way, dog. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Yeah.
Right. So here I am. Boom. Staircase. I started getting up, getting antsy. Jumped down the staircase. Oh, that was cool. My friend, being the smart ass that he was, do a flip. Right? Well, guess what I did? It's a little 5-foot staircase.
Okay.
Gresham Station outside of Portland. Did a front flip down that staircase.
And had you ever flipped before?
Never flipped before on concrete in my entire life. Only on a trampoline. But in my brain, I'm like, you could do this because you could do it on a trampoline.
Yeah.
Just go.
You're like, I have height. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. But, dude, the second I did that front flip, I mean, there was a couple attempts before.
Yeah.
But the moment that I completed that flip, I don't even remember doing the front flip.
Wow.
I don't remember my feet making contact with the ground. All I remember is a forward movement roll and me running out of it.
Wow. So it just happened.
Naturally.
Just happened.
Just happened. Ever since that day, I was addicted to whatever the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
I'm running around.
There's no name for it.
There was, But that name only existed in France.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, it hadn't hit our streets yet.
Heck no. Yeah. So this is how I learned it. This guy comes driving through Gresham Station. I'm running around, jumping. And he was like, hey, dude, do you do parkour? And I'm ignoring him, thinking he's asking me if I did drugs. I'm like, dude, I don't do drugs.
I'm a kid.
Alone, dude, you're an old, creepy dude. Sorry, David Mall, if you're watching this.
Oh, this is Dave, the introduction. Okay.
No, so this guy, David Mall, dude.
Okay.
He is the guy who basically said, hey, dude, this is what you're doing. But anyway, back to that day, he's like, dude, you do parkour?
Yeah.
No, leave me alone. Don't do drugs. Okay? I ignored him, went back home.
Yeah.
Next day, ring, ring, on my phone. My stupid friend gave out my phone number to some creepy dude asking me if I did drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He calls me, dude, what you're doing is called parkour. Boom! Light bulb, explosion. My brain just started going.
Okay.
Parkour, there's a name to it? Yeah. I'll meet you tomorrow. Boom. He met me the next day. Gave me 2 burned CDs. One said JAMCast on it.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about? And the other one was, I think it was Jump London.
Yep, of course.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills, dude. He gave me those CDs, and I watched those DVDs.
Bro, for those people that don't know what we're referring to, especially the new generation kids, the JAMCast and then 2 documentaries, Jump London and Jump Britain, are the most instrumental things as far as putting parkour on a world stage. They were documentaries released by the BBC, and back in Europe, those things took off and really put parkour at the forefront.
Dude, seriously, and it literally gave me something to live for.
Yeah, bro.
Literally, I'm a kid. So at this time, I'm what, 15 years old.
Okay.
I'm just getting on the streets.
I was gonna say that's the age where you can get lost.
Yeah, I was lost.
Yeah.
So I mean, I dealt with drugs. I dealt with overdose. I dealt with alcohol. I dealt with a lot of stuff. I was living on the streets.
Yeah.
Eating out of trash cans, dude. I had nothing to really live for at the time, as I felt during the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now that
100%.
I'm older, I see that I was, I misled myself.
Yeah.
But parkour, dude, it saved my life. Those 2 DVDs, that dude, David Mall, saved my life.
Bro, that is insane.
And it was nuts, man. So I just kept going and studying YouTube videos, watching everything I possibly could. When I wasn't out in the streets training, that's what I was doing. I was on the computer Googling stuff.
Watching stuff.
In the library, actually.
No way.
And I just, that was it. So I just did whatever I could to perfect the movement in my mind.
Yeah.
Because when I'm watching, we didn't have a phone where you can be outside and be like,
you can't watch it in slow motion.
Okay, so we did this. There's a tutorial, do this, do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So I had to perfect it in my mind, record those videos and those movements in my mind, and take it out on the street.
Try to apply it.
And I applied it.
Wow. And I feel like I know the answer to this question, but I just have to ask from a formal perspective. Did you have anyone you were training with? Did you eventually get to train with David, or did you train alone?
So David, he moved a little bit, right?
Okay. He just knew what it was.
But I found this place, and it was a gym called Adapt.
Okay.
It wasn't a parkour gym yet.
Okay.
So my buddy, well, now he's a buddy of mine, Adam Dunlap.
No way.
Founder of
Take Flight Apparel.
He was renting this little space in this gym where people worked out and did yoga and calisthenics.
Yeah.
And,
all
kind of
around
like a
everything.
CrossFit kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? He was renting out this space like a couple hours a night. And I would get on the bus or meet up with, later made friends.
Okay.
And I would get rides, but every single time he was there, I would meet up with Adam and I would move. There were 4 people, then 5 people, then 6 people, and so on and so forth. Dude, everybody looked up to me, and I'm trying to say this in the most humble way, but because where I came from and the dedication I had, and I felt like I had nothing to lose, including my legs.
Yeah.
I was doing stuff that, like you were saying, I was doing stuff that these people looked up and was like, oh my God.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And so later on down the road, Adam's like, he created Take Flight Apparel.
Yeah.
I was his first sponsored athlete.
100%. And this all makes sense now. I had no idea that's how you met him.
Yep. Adam, between David and Adam, they're the reasons why I do parkour. I used to do parkour.
Bro, you have one of the most insane introductions to the sport, from being exposed to like the original documentaries from a guy down the street to meeting, arguably one of the first parkour apparel companies besides Urban Free Flow.
Right.
Take Flight Apparel was hands down one of the biggest in the country. In fact, at one point, David Bell was even endorsing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, and Adam went to France, and David and him met up, and they worked together for a small period of time. But, dude, I just kept doing what I was doing, kept moving. There's a kid who came in. He's a little younger than me.
Okay.
Joey Adrian. he didn't do parkour. So Joey was a gymnast, right?
Of course.
I'm the reason why, Joey, I'm not lying. I'm the reason why Joey's doing parkour today.
No way. And for those that don't know, Joey Adrian has competed at multiple Red Bull Art Emotions now.
He's one of the best.
One of the best at competitions. Yeah.
And he was a gymnast, and he's like training with me outside, doing stuff, and before I knew it, this guy was doing the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
Making me jealous.
Yeah.
But also proud at the same time because, like, I had a friend with me that was able to do some of the most insane stuff. We had Joey, another kid named Josh. I can't remember his last name. He doesn't do parkour anymore.
Okay.
We train together.
Damn.
So Adam came up with a gym, Revolution Parkour.
Yes.
And we're in there, we're training. And Adam's like, dude, Nick, you're freaking nuts. You have so much skill, so much drive, so much passion for this, what's called a sport now. It was the art of movement at the time.
Yeah.
You have so much passion for this, dude. But I want to tell you, you could do this professionally. Bing! There goes that light bulb again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It's like, dude, there's this team called Tempest out in LA. I'm coming up on 18 years old now at this time.
Yeah. And this is just around the time of iFreeRun LA's release.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's like, yo, check this team out. Boom, I'm watching them all. I'm watching all the guys. I'm like, dude, Gabe, all those guys. I'm
Victor, Paul Darnell, and Rich King, the original four.
I'm watching them all. I'm like, yo, I could be a part of this team. So what did I do? I mean, I'm already homeless, sleeping on Rylan Lanigan. Do you know who Rylan Lanigan is?
I don't know.
He has this thing called OG parkour.
Okay,
so
okay.
Old guy parkour.
Nice.
Dude, this guy, he saved my life too.
Okay.
He's very instrumental in my life.
Wow,
100%
man.
hands down. Without him and the other guys I mentioned before, I wouldn't have made it.
Really?
Here I'm sleeping in Rylan's basement.
Yeah.
Living on my own, doing everything, and I was able to he kind of gave me the boot.
Okay.
I overstepped some boundaries.
Yeah. Understandable.
But it was a good boot. It was kind of like my mom saying, Nick, if you want to live by my rules, you're going to live under my roof. Or you can live
100%.
by your rules, which are out there. Yeah. I didn't get kicked out on the streets. I just chose to live by my own rules.
Yeah.
So I'm living this rough life, but I'm also got parkour at the same time.
Okay.
So then Adam's like, yo, you can join this team. Well, I was living with a girlfriend at the time, and I scratched up some change, $86 and some change. Bought a one-way Greyhound ticket and was on a Greyhound all the way to L.A.
A Greyhound, guys, not even a plane ticket.
5 days later. Knew nothing about L.A. I knew nothing about where I was going, who I was going to see at all.
You just had $86 and you spent it on the ticket.
One-way ticket, dude. I bought a bag of Doritos and a drink, and that was it. That's how I got along.
And what was the plan?
Didn't have one.
Just come to L.A.
Just go to L.A. and meet Tempest.
Holy crap, bro.
That's what happened.
Bro, I talk about this all the time as being someone from Los Angeles as a native. I think it's the most courageous thing in the world when people transplant their lives, let alone do it under the circumstances you're under. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
It does mean a lot. I just went back to that thinking of, I got nothing to lose.
True.
Everything to gain.
Yeah.
But I was scared out of my mind, dude. I was so scared. I didn't know what I'd do. I show up to LA first time. All I saw was in the movies. I'm at the Greyhound station. This lady over here trying to sell something. This dude over there trying to sell something.
Yeah.
This guy has a pistol and he doesn't even care, walking around showing. I'm like, whoa. I call my mom. Mom, do I have family? Yeah, you got an uncle. Call him. He showed up 3 a.m. Haven't seen my uncle since I was in the hospital being born. Probably.
Wow.
Met up with him, and a couple days later, I'm on a bus, the TriMet, to go meet Tempest guys.
No way.
At the famous Hollywood 16.
No way.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm training with these guys, and I'm like, I got to get on this team.
Yeah.
So I'm out there. Yeah, Victor was there. What's her name? Is it Lily? What's her name?
Lucy.
Lucy. Yeah. Lucy. It's been that long.
Yeah,
Lucy
crazy,
was
right?
there. I think Gabe was there. We're all training, hanging out. This is 16. I'm like, I got to get on this team. So I got to show off.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I did a front flip down the Hollywood 16.
No way.
Not even got it on film. They're like, you didn't even film it. No, we were walking away after training, and I was just like, I got to front flip this thing.
You got to do something to stand out.
Man,
damn.
It felt so good. But my heels were bruised. My hip was bruised. But I did that, Later on, I ended up finding my own way, doing something entirely different.
Totally.
But that was my drive.
Wow.
That was it. I was like, I got to do everything I possibly can to,
and so in those
get where I need to go.
In those early fundamental years here in Los Angeles, were you basically staying with your uncle and then bouncing around, or how were you able to survive?
I stayed with my uncle for about 2, maybe 3 months.
Okay.
And then I got on my own.
Okay.
Got a roommate situation, and then this is when I met a guy named Taylor Randall, who is now a DP for Tyler Perry films and everything. And between him and I, we started, along with a couple other people, started one of the most successful music video companies in Los Angeles.
Yeah, this was back when you were doing stuff on the other side of camera type stuff. Yeah.
So meeting with Taylor, we were running around with a little camera, and I needed a job. Yeah. And I started teaming up with him, and we just started booking gigs, and I was behind the camera, working in the film industry, and we shot everybody, and you name it. I mean, we were shooting everybody. Yeah. And then one day I was like, filming them, I got some money, I started getting my own apartment, started accumulating the animals, You're gonna get to why I'm hanging out with this lizard.
100.
So I started getting my animal collection. Okay. Well, before I got into parkour, I was always into animals.
Dating back to home, back in Oregon.
All the way back to Oregon.
Okay.
Because I was homeschooled,
a lot of free time.
I had nothing but free time, right?
Tons of time.
So I'd get done with my school work in like 3 or 4 hours. But in my backyard was 100 beautiful acres of forests, rivers, lakes, ponds, you freaking name it, and it was back there. Okay. So what I would do is I'd get out there and go adventure, go explore, and I'd go catch snakes, salamanders, frogs, crawfish, worms. It didn't matter what it was. And that was my day. Schoolwork, hurry, 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 so you can get outside and go catch animals, right? Wow. So I'm catching all these animals. I'm just extremely fascinated, bringing everything as close as I can to my backyard, putting it in my pockets, putting it in the containers.
Jars.
Letting them go in my backyard. So when my mom wasn't allowing me to go venture out too far, I could just go right there by the creek.
Have your own stuff.
Have my own animals to go interact with. And one day I'm in the house and I'm watching TV and all I see here is, "Good day, mate." Boom. I'm like, oh, just like that moment.
The flash.
The parkour moment when I realized that what I was doing, that running and flipping and looking like a maniac had a name. Yes. That moment when I saw freaking Steve Irwin on TV catching animals, I was like, whoa.
Someone can do this, or someone's doing this. Yeah.
That mindset that I had when I was, 14 to 20 years old about parkour, I had that mindset at 9 years old when it came to animals.
No way.
So what I did is all those animals, I took a shoebox and drew a camera on it. Okay. Put it up in a tree. That was my cameraman.
No way.
I would talk to this camera.
Just pretend you're talking.
Yeah. When I was grounded to my room, I took my stepdad's ties and pretending they were a cobra, and I was wrangling a snake, in front of that fake camera. Yeah. So here I am in the film industry, and I got all these animals. I got my own place now. I'm behind the camera. And then all of a sudden I started thinking, I can get in front of this camera. I have the camera. We have the gear.
Yeah, I have all the tools that you need.
And I just started thinking about that time when I was a little kid, wishing I was in front of a camera, documenting myself, catching animals.
And that's where we are today.
And that's where I am at today.
You gotta be kidding me, dog.
So that's how it all started, dude. If it wasn't for parkour, I wouldn't even be Nick the Wrangler.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be alive right now. We would not be talking.
We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
No, not at all. I wouldn't exist.
Bro, this is absolutely insane, dog. And that's like the reason why I love having these JAMCasts is like, dude, I've known you forever. And like to actually hear part of the full scope of your story is just incredible.
You had no idea.
I had no idea, bro. Yeah, you just see people. And that's the thing is like back in the days, especially when you're training, you just see people at sessions and you don't know the whole story. Like obviously it was at a time when all of us were struggling. None of us were really killing it by any means. But you don't really know what people are going through.
Yeah,
you know?
We were talking about this just yesterday. It's like, our art form of movement, whether it's martial arts, parkour, free running now, like that was our escape. Yes. That's what we did to get away from the pain, get away from the struggle, maybe the abuse, whatever it was that was going on in our lives. That was the only thing that we had to be free of what was tormenting us in our minds. Yeah. And that's how it was for me. You know what I mean? And I worked my ass off out in the streets. If my hands weren't bleeding, if my feet weren't sore, if my shins and knees weren't scuffed up, my muscles weren't aching enough in my body, I didn't stop. Yeah. And the only reason why is when I went back home, I was so distracted by the pain, I wasn't thinking about the pain in my body. I wasn't thinking about the pain in my freaking mind.
Of course.
That's how hard I worked.
Yeah. It's like a coping mechanism in a lot of ways. Like
100.
In a lot of ways, parkour can be a drug.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It could be addictive. It could be a way to escape. It could be a way to forget your problems and also just consume your life so that you don't think about other issues going on.
That's how it was for me.
100%.
You know, the addictive personality, the drugs, the alcohol.
100%.
And then no more drugs and alcohol when I was doing parkour. Yeah. I didn't even drink soda.
Wow.
You know what I mean? There's no carbonated anything.
It's crazy.
It's just, that's the personality I have, that addictive personality. It's just like all or nothing.
Wow. And so ever since you made the move to LA, have you been here ever since?
No.
The story continues, y'all.
Yeah. No, dude. So here I am doing the animal stuff. I made my first video, YouTube.
Yeah, and so I was going to ask you, the first introduction was just short form content? Was it you introducing an animal, or what was the first one?
I was catching the Southern Pacific rattlesnake. It was like 2009, 2010. This guy filmed me.
Yes.
And it was my first YouTube video.
Okay.
I edited that thing together. I watched it 1,000 times, and I cried every time. Because I realized that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, when I looked at myself, and I don't want it to people to judge me for it, but when I looked at myself, watching myself, I saw Steve Irwin. You know? Like when I saw Steve Irwin on TV, I saw myself.
Yeah. I feel you.
You know? So that moment in time, I was like, boom, this is it. This is what you need to be doing. Bye-bye film industry. I'm out. Bye-bye parkour. I'm out.
Wow.
That was that quick because that addictive personality kicked in.
Yep.
You know, that it kicked in, and all or nothing one more time.
And it was also something you had also been training inherently your whole life. Without necessarily meaning to.
Yeah, I'm constantly educating myself, reading books, doing studies online, everything. So the know-how was there. You know, it was always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
But when I got out there for the very first time, it was my first time ever catching a rattlesnake in my entire life.
And you had it on camera.
I got it on camera, I documented it, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever created. But from there on out, I was like, boom, more. I got bored of California. I didn't caught everything out here.
Yes.
So I was like,
what other species?
Where can I go next? Okay, so I ended up going to, where did I end up going to? Ended up going to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Did some stuff out there.
Okay.
Then I went from Vegas back to California.
Okay.
Then I was like, why am I back here? This place sucks. So I went to Arizona.
Okay.
I was in Arizona documenting, catching stuff. I was there for a year.
Okay.
And then one day I got in a flight to go visit Florida because I wanted to go catch this elusive Burmese python that's indigenous to Asia.
Wow.
Living out in Florida.
Okay.
And it was a 2-way flight.
Okay.
Well, I didn't get on the flight back home.
You stayed.
I stayed. And then I got back on a flight, went back, picked my car up, drove to Florida, stayed there for 6 years.
No way.
And I documented everything. I caught so much stuff.
I have a question. I could be wrong.
Go ahead.
Is that Burmese python the one that bit you? Or is that a different one?
That was just recently. That was like a year ago. The one that bit my face.
The one that bit your face. But is that a Burmese too, or what kind was that?
That's a Burmese python.
Okay.
That was a younger one.
Yeah.
You know, later on, I ended up catching one that was almost 16 feet long.
Holy crap.
Yeah, well, 15 to 16 feet long, yeah.
Okay.
It was massive.
No way. And
luckily, I didn't get bit in the face by that one.
What drew you to Florida so much so that you went back and stayed for 6 years?
Well, two things. It was about content.
Yes.
Well, Florida, when it comes to reptiles, it's always hot. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals.
Yes.
So year-round, I can catch animals.
Thrive
I don't
out there.
have to sit there and twiddle my thumbs during the wintertime and not catching stuff, because then that anxiety comes up, that anxious feeling comes, and I need to get out.
Yeah.
Right? So Florida, that was it. Year-round content. Also, we have out in Florida, I'm not there anymore, they have the largest list when it comes to non-native reptile species.
Oh, really?
You have animals from all over the world out there.
Okay.
From Africa, from Saudi Arabia, from Asia, everywhere. You know? So not only am I catching the indigenous reptile species that are, native here, if people don't know indigenous, that are native here to North America, but I'm catching animals. I don't have to travel to Asia.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the
They're
Amazon.
in your backyard.
They're right
in
there
Florida.
in my backyard. So I was in love with Florida, dude.
Yo.
It was amazing.
What city did you call home out there, or like what region?
Fort Lauderdale area, Hollywood actually, to be exact.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask, dog, did you ever get to go to the private zoos that were down there? Some of them that we've seen on these documentaries?
Yeah, I got to. Oh, shoot.
Just curious. You don't have to delve into it.
He did his research.
I was just curious, bro.
So,
yeah,
I got to go to some of these private zoos. One that I really love to talk about is McCarthy's Wildlife.
Okay.
Anith, she's very instrumental in my life and very supportive through a serious time that went on that I got myself into. But these people, man, getting out there and seeing people have love for these animals.
Yeah.
Like you get people who want to just buy animals because I get to have a cool pet
for novelty sake.
Right?
Yeah.
But then you get these people who take these animals in that were rescued or recovered from people who wanted a cool pet.
100%.
And that's where you get people like Anith, get people like the McCarthy's Wildlife Sanctuary.
Okay.
And they take these animals in, and it's one of the cleanest, most beautiful places that I've ever been to. And I'll hook you up if you ever go to Florida. I'll get you a tour.
For real, yeah.
Man, big cats, tigers, lions, jaguars, mountain lions, bobcats, lynx, snow leopards, clouded leopards, everything, And you can go out there and just have a moment and experience with those animals. It's really something else. But even though it's not a wild animal and I'm not picking it up, I'm not wrangling it, you know, it's just a whole different feeling. It's so serene. But yeah, dude, definitely got my experience with big cats.
Yes.
That was fun.
And so what was, I guess I have so many questions, one of which is, what has been your most challenging animal to deal with? Or has there been one that stands out in your mind?
No, not really. I feel like when I enter a situation with an animal, you know, it's not catching the animal, interacting with the animal isn't the challenging part.
Okay.
There isn't really, let me see this. No animal is alike. I can have this tegu right here. Calm as can be, right?
Yeah.
Hanging out with me, climbing on me. It's scratching me, but it doesn't know it's doing that.
Yeah.
But then I get the tegu that wants to bite at me, jumped at my face, lunge, try to bite, scratch intentionally.
Yeah.
And that's all out of pure defense. It's not an aggressive animal.
Totally. It's defense mechanism.
Every animal that attacks, it's not attack, it's them being defensive, right? So the most challenging thing when it comes to animals, and it goes for all animals, is my ability to read that animal's behavior.
Oh, okay.
Maybe be able to predict what it's going to do before it happens.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Every animal is the same to me. You know, even when people are like, what's the most venomous snake? It's the one that bit me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't matter if it was a garter snake, it's venomous, or a cobra.
Yeah.
The one that bit me is the most venomous freaking snake.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, it's just learning how to understand these animals and, you know, adapt with them. That's it.
And I feel like I know this answer just simply from knowing you and the way that you approach parkour and stuff like that. But with such inherent risk and possibilities of injury or even death, I guess, do you ever get nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Going back to parkour. The fear of not landing on your feet makes you land on your feet most of the time, right?
Bro, that was amazing, bro. Shit, I'm cut that one for the intro.
So the fear of not getting bit by a rattlesnake keeps me from getting bit by a rattlesnake.
Cut that for the intro too, guys.
Seriously. And that's the truth. Because
Wow.
without the fear, I am too comfortable.
Yes.
Without the fear, I am just too squirrely. There's no caution. There's no cautious acts at all. You know what I mean? So if I go in and I'm fearless and I go pick up a rattlesnake, boom, whack, I'm done.
You're so right. Overconfidence and cockiness can lead to mistakes when you take it for granted.
100%. You know? So people are like, Nick, are you afraid? Heck yeah, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I won't go near that animal if I'm not afraid.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Now, this tegu, I'm not afraid because it's a pet.
Yes.
But in the wild, I'm afraid.
Variables.
100%.
Yeah.
When you're around a person that you are unfamiliar with, it's not that you don't trust them. You're afraid. That's it. Maybe you're afraid that they're going to harm you. Maybe they're afraid they're going to steal something from you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know because you don't know that person.
Yeah.
But over time, I catch a rattlesnake in the wild and I'm handling it. The fear starts to kind of seep away.
Okay.
Because I start to understand that animal in that moment of time. Not every rattlesnake is the same, and they never will be the same. But handling that animal, I still, it's calm. It's breathing different. Maybe the rattlesnake stopped rattling a little bit. It's calmer, it's breathing, it's flicking its tongue a little bit differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that fear kind of slips away, but I'm still cautious.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So it's all through interaction. I approach it with fear, but I always walk out not afraid.
And obviously each one, especially as wild animals, they're obviously individually unique in their own ways. Mm-hmm. But as you continue to do this, do you feel like the more and more chances or repetitions and experiences you have, the more comfortable you get?
100%.
Does that help eradicate some of the nerves in that sense? Like you've come across certain animals more than others?
Mm-hmm. For example, let's go to a captive animal.
Yes.
So I have this animal, it's a crocodile monitor, okay? Yeah. It's the longest lizard in the world. They reach a maximum of 12 feet in length. They're indigenous to Papua New Guinea and Indonesia, right?
Yes.
These lizards have the longest teeth of any lizard in the world, okay? Longer than a Komodo dragon.
Wow.
Their bite, I've seen stories of people, or heard stories of people getting bit in their arm, their hand is wide open. Just a quick graze, boom, their fingers curl up in their hand turns into like this. It's because every tendon in their arm slingshot right into their arm. And that's just from a graze, okay? That's it. So I got this lizard, and the prior owner at the time wasn't really comfortable with this lizard.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know this lizard. Even though it was a pet to someone else, I treat that animal like it came from the wild.
Of course.
Because that fear of getting bit and my hand doing this was there. So over time, I got to know that animal. I got to understand that animal. I fed it. Before I knew it, I was feeding it with my hand. And then, boom, it's sitting on top of my head, chilling. Just because it was a tame animal from somebody else, I treat that animal like it came from the wild. But yeah, over time, dude, it all goes away.
It's crazy, man. And for those that don't know, like I follow Nick on Instagram along with a bunch of our friends. And dude, even doing simple tasks like you going in there to like take it to the vet or like changing its water and bedding, I'm like, bro, dude, I would have anxiety attacks just doing daily chores like that.
Yeah,
you know?
the comfort does come though.
Okay.
You know, the understanding it's there. Okay. And it remains too. Like I've been traveling. I was in Houston. I was on the road for a month.
Yeah.
My animals are over at my friend's place at his zoo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my lizard, the crocodile monitor, in a month. I walked up to him. He instantly perked up. These animals have personalities. He looked up, looked right at me, and he started following me back and forth.
No way.
Like a fish in a tank.
Yep.
Because he instantly recognized me, you know? And we, with these animals, we're able to build a bond.
Yeah.
People don't think that lizards are smart.
Yeah, yeah.
They're really smart.
Okay.
They're closely related to birds. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
Birds are smart.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
you know?
super smart.
So are these lizards. And that's why you see a lot of snakes, but man, I actually like lizards and turtles more than I like anything.
No way.
But for some reason, the snake is what really gets people's bones,
of course,
you know, quaking. So that's why I spend a lot more time with the snakes.
And so I have to ask, like, if someone that's been around and obviously whose life is based upon so many different animals, what is it that draws you towards having certain ones as your own individual pets and collections? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you decide on those of all the animals in the world?
It's just pure fascination, dude.
Okay.
You know, it's like your 360 Kong dives.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
That's like your
I just love it. You're right. You're right. Yeah, you just get into a thing.
It's just like this. That is my move. That's my trick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm always going to do that.
Okay.
You know, so when I go out and I see an animal on TV, for example, the animals that I keep, I'm like, that right there is going to be my trademark. When people look at this crocodile monitor in my collection, they're going to think of me. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I only want to have the coolest, the most special animals, just like you want to have the coolest, most special
moves. 100%. Yeah.
I don't just keep anything. You know, I want the stuff that's going to make people go, ooh, ah, and oh shit.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, just like our moves.
Totally, dog.
You know, so that's how I really come up. I want the best, you know, and what's fascinating to me. What might not be the best to this person over there is the best to me, you know? It's just the way that I look at it, the way that I perceive it. Okay. And it starts with a pure fascination.
Wow.
You know?
And so, I mean, this may be, I don't know if you can actually do this, but do you know what you have in your own personal collection?
Yeah. Not a lot.
Oh, okay.
Because I travel a lot.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a list, so yeah.
I have my Black Dragon Asian water monitor, which people have seen.
Yeah.
I have the albino Asian water monitor.
Okay.
I have the crocodile monitor, this albino tegu, a normal black and white tegu, a couple snakes, few anacondas, a Papuan python, which is actually indigenous to the same island, Papua New Guinea, that the crocodile monitor comes from. I'm really fascinated with that island and the indigenous people there. You know, so I want to keep as many of the animals from that island.
Okay.
My goal in life, beyond the reptiles, me getting popular on social media, is for something bigger. You know, I'm not always going to do the animals, just like you're not always be able to flip.
100%. 100%, bro. Yeah.
I'm not always going to be able to wrangle.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to help people.
Okay.
And I started this project called the Conduit Lay Water Project that is in the shadows. I'm working on it. And it's to help these indigenous people, the tribes out in Papua New Guinea, to get fresh water.
Okay.
You know, and that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I became fascinated with the animals there, the crocodile monitor and all the Papuan python and stuff like that, is because of the research I was doing on these people and finding ways to help these people get clean water. Okay. So later on down the line, I'm going to launch this project.
Yes.
And start with Papua New Guinea.
So dope, dog. Yeah. So dope. So a random question I have too is, like, with all those animals, what's the upkeep? Is it expensive financially? Is it more just a time-consuming thing?
It's time-consuming in a way. Okay. Okay. You see the cleaning and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Reptiles, like lizards, you feed them 4 to 5 times a week. Snakes, some of them eat weekly, some bi-weekly, some of mine eat once a month. Okay. The feeding is usually the easy part. It's the cleaning. Yes. And me, like you, I travel. Yeah. So that's when it gets tough. You know, that's really when it gets the most tough, is when I'm not there, when I'm not present. Okay. Versus when I just wake up in the morning,
handle
my stuff, do a couple chores, and then get on with my day.
Okay.
There's no issue keeping reptiles. I think keeping furry animals is a lot tougher. They need a lot more attention.
Yeah, totally. I can understand like a dog or a cat. You're saying, yeah. Okay, that is wild, man. And so I gotta ask this question too. Have you ever had, and I kind of referred to it earlier, have you ever had any instances that went, I guess, for lack of a better term, wrong out in the wild trying to catch something?
Yeah, a sidewinder rattlesnake. I've been bit a couple times.
By a rattlesnake?
Yeah, I've been bitten a couple times. 6 times rattlesnake, 1 time cobra.
How serious of a bite? So when you had to go get antivenom or?
A couple times I went to the hospital.
Okay.
But there's this one time in particular, sidewinder rattlesnake. It was in the road, and these things are all over the place out in the desert.
Yeah.
People don't think snakes in the road, but most people are looking way, way in front of them when they're driving. I find 70% of my snakes in the road.
Wow.
So I'm seeing a ton of sidewinders, and I got lazy. I have a snake hook. I could just use the hook, pick them up right out of the road.
Throw them.
Well, this time I grabbed it by its tail and went to fling it out of the road. I looked up, saw headlights, took a step back, and when I looked down, the sidewinder was biting me in the palm of my hand.
You just got distracted.
I got distracted.
Yeah.
I got careless. That fear wasn't there. You know?
Yeah.
But dude, I'll tell you, it is the most excruciating pain.
That's what I was curious about, bro.
If I could describe the pain for you, the best way to describe the pain from this bite, it's a small little snake. Okay?
Yeah.
But because it's small, it needs a more potent venom.
Of course.
Because it's not a constrictor, it needs something that's going to drop its prey and drop it
One
right
shot
away.
kill, yeah.
This snake, dude, pumped me with a large yield of venom. And the pain for about a week, it felt like the searing pain of the venom entering my bloodstream was like someone taking my hand and putting it in a bucket of hot coals, right? That's just from the burning sensation
Initial
of the
hit.
venom, okay? No, this is all at once.
Oh my God.
So there's more. So then the pressure from my arm swelling 5 times of the size it is now.
And this is immediate.
So this is the pressure from the swelling. It was like a car being parked on top of my hand. So not only do I have the burning sensation of being scalded by coals, the pressure of a car parked on top of my hand, but every time my freaking heart would beat, it felt like someone smacked my hand with a hammer. And that lasted for over a week.
No way.
All that pain at once. And it sucked.
And so how do you overcome it? Do you have to get antivenom? Does it clear your system?
I advise people to go straight to the hospital when they get bit by a snake.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
This particular time I didn't go. I've been bit by a sidewinder before. I have injected sidewinder venom before. It went really bad because I didn't know what I was doing. But I knew that this venom wasn't going to kill me.
Okay.
I knew I didn't have an allergy, so I wasn't going to go into anaphylactic
Because you've
shock.
had it before. Yeah, okay.
I just knew that it was going to freaking suck.
Yeah.
So I just G'd it out the best that I could that time.
And you just wait for it to clear your system.
Clear your system, but it doesn't matter if the snake's venomous or not. If you can't identify it, you get bit, go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital.
You know what I mean? And if someone is close enough to take a picture of the snake, take a picture from a distance, take it to the hospital. Don't try to kill the snake because you're going to get bit too.
100%.
I get bit by a rattlesnake and you want to kill the rattlesnake so you could take it to the hospital without its head, you possibly get bit. Now you got 2 idiots.
2 people trying to get to the hospital.
Try to get to the hospital. Just take a picture from the distance, you know, take it to the hospital. Hey, this is what bit them. And then be like, oh, that was just a gopher snake.
Okay.
It wasn't a rattlesnake. You're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's better to do that if you're
Okay.
unsure, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so along the lines of this, it's kind of a 2-part question. Has there been any instance, which maybe this is different, has there been any instance where you regretted something that you went after or like regretted the decision you made? Or was it that one because you got bit?
Let's step away. I know you're fishing. So
No, I'm not. I'm really curious about this. I'm really curious about like if you ever got into a scenario. Because I'm going to be honest with you, dog. I'm comfortable around animals.
Right.
Like clearly, you know what I'm saying? Like if you were to sit a spider in my hand, I'm cool. Like I have dogs. I've been around snakes growing up. But I feel like if I was bit once, I would have a little bit of gun shyness, you know what I'm saying? And then if I got bit again, I'd be like, okay, this is a part of life. But at a certain point, like in stunts, for example, I've hit a point where I've hit my head so many times, I'm like, I don't want to hit my head anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess my question to you is like, have you ever gotten so nervous or regretted, you know, a mistake that you made that you've gotten to that point? Or it's just a part of the game at this point, you know?
No, not in one single moment.
Okay.
But over time, when I look back at maybe improper handling techniques.
Okay.
You know, when I look back and go years and years in and digest everything all at once, I start to look and say, you know, Nick, that's not the way.
Okay.
You know, the end of the day, we're all evolving. We all need to adapt. We all need to become the next best version of ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
And because I have a couple thousand followers on my social media, I have a lot more eyes on me.
Yeah.
And a lot of those eyes are a lot younger than me and you.
100%.
So I got to look back at the time and be like, do I want these kids doing what I'm doing? They might look up to me like, oh, Nick, that's awesome. He's picking up a rattlesnake and its head is right here and its tail is on his neck. A little kid does that and boom, he gets bit and he dies. And I find out that he was watching my videos.
Yes.
It's not good.
100%.
You know? So I had to take a step back from the free handling, which we call it.
Okay.
Mishandling.
That makes sense.
Handling freely without a tool. There's times I pick the snake up by its tail, but it's the snake's head's farther away from my hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that regret is only from my older videos and some of the older photos, which I have removed.
That makes sense.
You know
that was
I mean?
what I was curious about. That makes tons of sense, bro.
But there's nothing that I've done, gone out and got bit.
Yes.
You know? I got bit because I got bit. You know, it's not a matter of if I get bit. It's a matter of when I get bit.
Totally.
It's not a matter of if you're going to hit your head. It's a matter of when the heck you're going to hit your head.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it is for me.
And I only ask that because like one of the things that does make your journey so unique is that you are such a public figure on social media now. So with that being said, it allows you to not only gain an audience, but it also allows for people to hate on you.
Right.
And so I was just curious, like, do you get people that are negative in the sense of being like, look at this reckless dude, like, what are you doing out there? And how do you handle that? Or do you even listen to it?
Oh, I listen to it.
Okay.
I just don't react. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took a lot for me. So I started, 20,000 followers. I'm a keyboard warrior. I'm back and forth with these people, you know? Then I got a little bit more followers. I'm like, God, people are really seeing me behave very immaturely.
Got it.
So then I tried this whole kill him with kindness and, hey, Alex, check that comment. Someone's talking shit. Go say something to him.
Yeah.
So then I have my friends do it.
Go do it and
but
check
then I'm
them.
like, man, I'm bringing my friends into this. It's still not professional. They see me hanging out with these guys all the time. So I'm still doing the same thing. And at the end of the day, I just had to cut it out. You know, I had to learn that the 3% of the people who actually think they matter, when they run in their mouth, talking shit, bringing me down, bringing the other people around me down, the people in the hobby down.
Yeah.
They're only the 3%.
Yeah.
I still need to pay attention to the 97% of the people that actually matter.
Totally.
The people that are fascinated in what I do, the people that are supportive. I have my followers and I have my fans.
Yeah.
I might have 200,000 followers, but I got about 300, 400 fans.
I feel you on that.
My main target are those fans. That's it.
Okay.
Now the followers, it's just a number. You know what I mean? But it's the fans where I want to put most of my energy into. Whether it's signing a picture, sending it in the mail, doing a giveaway, or for example, there's 2 kids just recently, 3 weeks ago, a little girl named Harper.
Yes.
She used to send me fan mail. I'm 4 years old, right? In Houston, Texas, fan mail, write me letters, FaceTime me. I was on Instagram Live, and her dad was like, say happy birthday to Harper, please.
Wow.
And I said, happy birthday, Harper.
And that was
my
it?
video, right?
Yeah.
In the live, and boom. Turned out that this girl wants to be just like me.
Wow.
You usually see a bunch of guys.
100%.
Kids. I got a little kid, Nature Boy Adrian. I went and met him in Florida, surprise visit. So I did the same thing with her. Her and her dad plotted this whole thing. And I just got back. Surprise visit to Harper.
Crazy.
Now I'm about to go back on Tuesday.
Okay.
This coming Tuesday in 2 days.
Okay.
And I'm going to go take her out to go meet some animals at some sanctuaries.
So cool, man.
You know, so to me, that's more important.
Yes.
That 1, 2, maybe 300 people. That I can't do that for all 300 people.
Of course not.
A couple people I could plant a seed.
Yeah.
You know, I wish that I had the opportunity to meet Steve Irwin. So I want to do my best to be that person for these people. I don't do that video. Oh, Nick the Wrangler here, gonna go meet this little kid who's 3 years old who's been. No one would know. I don't post it. I don't document that stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Do you see it?
I didn't know. Yeah.
No, because it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's for them.
Yeah.
I can go back later when they're older and be like, I planted that seed.
100%.
They look up to me. I did one thing right.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
So when it comes to the people who are talking shit, trying to bash me, trying to bring me down, I just shrug my shoulders like I did just now, you know, and just say, you know what? I'm glad that, you feel free to express your opinion, and I hope to see you around here more. Maybe I could change your mind.
Yeah, totally, man. No, I think, man, that is such a unique perspective, what you said and laid out in regards to followers and fans. And you're totally right, man. It's something that as I get older, I'm starting to understand as well, which is you really have to be appreciative of those people that are ride or dies and really hold you down and support you and your company and your brand because, and like you said, you never know if just one interaction can help inspire one person's life. And that's what this is about. That's why I still do these JAMCasts. You know, I'm not out here. I make my living doing stunts for TV and film. Right. You know, I'm doing these out of the goodness of my heart. And luckily, people like you donate time to come share our experiences in hopes that we can inspire someone. You know, there's a quote I've been reading lately. I've been seeing it everywhere, which is, you know, be the person that you needed as a kid.
Right.
You know, like,
I love that.
Be the person that you wish that you had in your life when you were a kid. And I'm like, damn, that is so powerful. Because I wonder how my life would have changed, or you know, if you had never met a guy driving down the street being like, you're doing parkour, you know, like where would you be?
Without that guy, I wouldn't be here.
Where would you be, right? Yeah,
it's nuts.
It's crazy.
It's crazy that when you put the pieces together, you finally put the pieces together. I've been writing my book. I told you about it.
Yeah.
And that's me putting all the pieces together.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how every little thing that happened in my life led me to here. You know, the whole time I thought I put myself in this situation. I got myself there. You know, good times, the bad times, the sad times, the mad times, it all brought me to where I'm at right now, whether I realize it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when I had to let the ego go, and I'm still working on it. It's still there. There's still pride there. But
we're humans, bro.
My ego was making me think I'm Nick freaking Wrangler, and I'm doing this, and I put myself there because I did this, and this, and that. But it's not that. It's the people who influenced me. Yeah. The people who put a hand out and reached out to me and said, Nick, here I am. I'm here to help. Yeah. What do you need? And let me help you get to the next day in your life.
100, yeah. I mean, it's just like all those cliches where they say, like, what, it takes a village to raise a person, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
It really does, man. Yeah. We a lot of times just from human nature or, you know, male ego, a lot of times we, like you said, we commend ourselves for where we're at in life. When I look back, it's like I owe so many people for just giving me a shot, helping me out, helping a little kid out that had a dream, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, even White Lotus.
It's crazy, bro.
I was broke. I couldn't pay.
Yeah.
You just, Nick, pay me when you can.
Yeah,
you gave me free water, free energy drinks.
Dog.
You just pay me if you can. You know what I mean?
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, we sponsor a lot of people even at Jam right now, bro.
And that's awesome. Yeah. And I'm glad that you still do that. And just like those people, just like me, like if it wasn't for that, because you're not just looking at it, this is a business. I got to make money to pay rent. Dude, you're doing this to touch lives.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and without you doing that, again, I want to be here.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, people talk about Jam and White Lotus all the time, and I'm like, dude, they're just buildings. They're a shell. The only thing that matters is the people that walk in the door. And so that's why you got to take care of people, you know? Because everything else, it's just four walls, bro. Yeah. Anyone could throw up four walls, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But, man, there's a lot of things that, you know, we still overcome, and I'm still overcoming.
100%.
We got life going on all the time.
It's crazy, man. And so right now, what is your main focus? Like, obviously, from the outside perspective, it looks like you're continuing to put out short-form content on Instagram, and you also have your YouTube channel, or the Wrangler. Right. What is your focus right now?
So my main focus right now is to relaunch my YouTube.
Okay.
Right now.
I was totally going to ask about that, so this is perfect.
So I haven't posted in a long time. I'm dabbling with the new
Shorts. I've seen you've been posting the shorts on there, taking Instagram clips. Yeah.
Not being too serious with it.
Yeah.
Just to throw content and then let people know, hey, I'm still here. I'm alive. Well, really the big focus is I'm teaming up with somebody.
Cool.
You
don't got to say it.
We're bringing in some brands, bringing in some money, and we're going to actually invest in each episode.
Yes.
And feature several products, you know, that are sponsoring me. And each episode is going to have a serious budget.
Yes.
You know, for YouTube, it's serious.
Yeah, of course.
And we're going to really go hard.
Wow. And so how long will they be? You don't have to give away everything right now, but are you thinking like super short form content, or you think like episodics, like each week?
It's going to be an episode.
Cool.
We're gonna go episodes. I want, when people come to my channel, I want them to feel like they're sitting down watching Animal Planet.
Yes, bro.
And if you watch the way I used to edit my videos back in the day, I tried my absolute best to do the sound effects, do the music, do the animations, to make it feel like you're sitting down watching TV. Yeah, and that's the goal we're gonna do with my YouTube channel versus, I don't want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I can't stand the name, the label influencer.
I know, bro. I feel
you know what I mean?
I feel you so much.
But at the end of the day, we are influencers because we're constantly influencing people, whether we're on camera or not.
Yep.
Every single person on earth is a freaking influencer.
Yes, 100%,
you know what I mean?
100%.
And so I gotta adopt that. But my YouTube channel, I really want to be a wildlife host. Okay. I want to have a TV show.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get the TV show that I wanted. I've had National Geographic's, Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, you name it, pen in hand, ready to sign a contract. They saw something that I did in the past.
Okay.
And they said, we can't do this with you because you're a liability. It didn't matter if it was a $3 million contract for this many episodes for this many years. They saw it and said, boom, we can't do it.
Really?
So I had to find a way to do it on my own.
Yeah, on your own terms.
And once again, the village came and said, Nick, I'm going to do this with you, and we're going to make this happen. So that's what we're focused on.
Okay.
But yeah, now you're getting curious, right?
Yeah, I'm super curious. This is a great way to tease it too, man. That is super
I've been
dope.
an interviewer too, but
Yeah.
I also never talked about this
Yeah, no, that's
before.
amazing.
So let's just go for it. So I just start with Carol Baskin.
You could say as much as you want to.
Yeah, so
Or as little as you want to.
So
you know?
because I worked in the film industry, I was doing this music video. We were working on the music video. I brought some tigers.
Okay.
That's the music video Loyal, right? Rapper Tyga, Lil
Yeah.
Wayne, Chris Brown, whatever. Brought some tigers on set. And this is out. Charges dropped. Everything noted. This was 8 years ago now, I think.
Okay. This is local?
This was local. We filmed at a Universal Studios.
Oh, wow.
We rented the whole lot, or they rented the whole lot. It went overtime.
Of course.
Overtime in Universal Studios is not cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I had tigers on there, and Tyga was like, hey, can you give me a tiger? My mind, I'm like, I can't get this guy a tiger. I don't even know how to. I probably can't even get him a Bengal cat.
Yeah, yeah.
But blurt out, yeah, I can. Because I'm a yes man.
Yeah, yeah. And
You
you're
know?
on the set, yeah.
And he's
yeah.
like, all right, I'll call you tomorrow. He called me the next morning, can you? And I said, yeah. Had no freaking idea how to get one.
Wow.
Well, 7 hours later, through some research and thanks to Google, I found somebody all the way on the other side of the country that could legally sell me one. Because I had my Nevada driver's license at the time.
Yes.
Nevada, there's no animal keeping
There's no laws, yeah.
at all.
I totally know that, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I could get one. So I 100% legally purchased the tiger. Well, he purchased it. I was the middleman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's basically like, hey, man, can you go to the store, get me a Coke, here's some money.
Here's the money.
I got it.
Yeah.
You chill on the couch, I'll go back.
Got it.
So that's basically how the
Course.
transaction went. But the craziest thing, here I am, driving across the freaking country in a minivan with a freaking tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah, and a candle and everything. I brought it. He met me at the state lines. I was like, boom. I was like, go. Well, that's where I messed up. I was part of the whole situation of getting an animal that wasn't supposed to be in California into California.
Understood.
So I went to his house, and I knew it was at his house, but I needed to take care of that animal because he didn't know what he was doing. So
Yeah.
he built a cage in his house, and I went there and took care of it, fed it, and animals as healthy as could be.
Yeah.
Well, it got leaked.
That it had a tiger in
He's
captivity.
an A-list celebrity, and how do you keep that a secret?
Yeah.
You can't even keep him having a pet chinchilla a secret.
100%.
He's never had one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it got out, and
That makes sense.
it got leaked, and I said, dude, I want nothing to do with this anymore. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man.
Yeah.
I can't.
Negative
I knew
PR.
I knew it was something I shouldn't have been doing, but you can say, hey, I'm going to give you this much money for this. Can you do it? And I'm yes, because I had no money and I was
course,
struggling.
bro. Yeah.
I couldn't even pay for White Lotus.
Just opportunities, bro. Yeah.
And I said yes. So that was it. Well, I said, I want nothing to do with this anymore. All right. So he called up a buddy of mine. Hey, can you come get it? Boom, sure. He went and picked it up. I had no idea. All of a sudden, a couple days later, I'm getting a call from Fish and Wildlife, and they're like, hey, we got this guy in custody, blah, 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 blah. We have photos from neighbors that there's a tiger on the loose, and it was in his backyard.
Oh, no.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah.
But because I was associated with this guy,
course.
they called me. They're like, Nick, I know you know this guy. I need you to come down here and help me find this cat. That's all we care about. He won't go to jail. You won't go to jail. My brain set up.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But then he said these words. He said, if we find the cat and you're not there, we are going to shoot it and kill it. And no matter how much fear I had in my body,
yeah.
I'm like, I am not going to allow an innocent animal to die.
Of course not.
So I got in the car, and this was all in Ventura County, and I was living North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Got in the car, jammed all the Ventura, met with the guy, found out where the cat was, and he was in another animal sanctuary. They found it. I didn't show up. I had nothing to do with it. I took the risk of going to prison.
Yeah, just for the sake of the animals.
For the sake of the animal.
Animal welfare, yeah.
And they were like, okay, go. I was
Go
like,
find it.
No, they found it.
And they let you go.
They didn't arrest me, didn't detain me, they didn't do nothing. Go. It's like, oh, cool. So here I am.
I'm good,
right? So I moved to Florida. I'm on like year 5 living in Florida.
Yes.
I got away with it, you know, and I didn't think I did anything. At the time, I did nothing illegal.
Totally. Yeah.
You know, pure innocence. I knew that because I went to this state line and I didn't cross the line, I didn't break no laws. He broke the law because he brought it in. But because I was an accomplice in this whole thing,
technically you are linked.
I'm 100% liable for what happened. So 5 years, they met with me once or twice between those 5 years, and you can read online, Nick's story changed, but really, it changed. You're gonna interview me 2.5 years.
5 years later,
and then interview me again later. Well, I don't remember everything, and I discover new stuff.
Dude, I don't even remember what I ate for lunch 2 days ago.
Dude.
Dog, I couldn't tell you what I ate for lunch 2 days ago. I'm being dead serious right now.
I can't.
I can't remember. That's what I'm saying. So I get it. I get it.
Well, turns out that one day I'm getting off work, so I started a construction company. I was doing home remodeling and
I remember that too.
That?
100%.
And this is how I was surviving in Florida.
Yeah.
I had to be able to support my habit of going out catching animals
Totally.
and doing all that. So I started a construction company, and I was doing this. Well, I get off of work one day. I get off early. I'm like, man, I'm having a crap day. I'm out. Literally left work, my job, that nobody knew about, early.
Yeah.
Dude, right when I got home, I see these unmarked cars pull up, white truck, and a guy jump out with a bulletproof vest. No uniform, no nothing, just a vest and
unmarked.
A dog tag, boom. Yeah. And it said, U.S. Federal Marshal right on his vest. He's like, Nicholas Bishop, is that you? And I was like, I didn't know why he was showing up.
Yeah.
But obviously he was showing up for me.
And you're like, that's my name.
And I said, yeah. And he said, well, we having a warrant for you. This is 5 years later. And I'm like, crap. Well, let me just... I looked at him, I was like, okay, I just got off of work. Can I get out my work clothes, put something comfortable on, and come out? You know? And I was not expecting him to say, sure, go ahead, but if you come out with your dog, we're going to shoot you and your dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you come out with weapons, you know, this is what they're saying. And I'm like, no, I'll be right back. So I went and I changed, put something comfortable on. And then he was just like, the guy was so nice, so gentle. He's like, dude, I was with my girlfriend at the time. He's like, dude, I'm not going to put these handcuffs on you in front of your family. I'm going to just get in the back of the truck. Yeah, just come with us. So he did, and they shackled my wrists, shackled my ankles, shackled my wrists to my ankles, and took me to jail. Wow. I was facing 5 years federal time because of this, me being a yes man, saying, yeah, Tyga, I can get you one. Wow. But that's not the crazy part of the story. The crazy part is how I, one more time, just escaped free of this. And I didn't escape. But somehow someone was looking out for me, because here I am sitting in jail. This is a week. That's all I was in there for. 1 week. You're a flight risk, no bail, no bond, zilch, nada. You're going 5 years federal prison. That's it. Yeah. Well, it turned out for 5 years long, Carol Baskin bothered the judge and the prosecutor and whatever. And this is what I've put together with the help of some people.
Pieced it together,
Now, if this is true as actual factual, I don't know. But I know I'm on Carol Baskin's website. So it kind of helps me come up with this idea. So for the 5 years bothering the judge, and he even said it, I've been bothered for so long about you. We need to take you in and make an example out of you, right? Paparazzi's in the courtroom, everything. They're like, no bail, no bond, flight risk, boom, get out of here. Wait until we take you to feds. Yeah. Me being the smart ass I am, I was like, when can I see you again? He said, oh, about 3 months. And I said, do you have anything in? Can you see me within a week? And he was being a smart ass back, and he's like, basically saying, hey, punk, if you think you can talk yourself out of this in 2 days, I'll see you in 2 days.
Yeah, try your best.
Without saying that, he said, I'll see you in 2 days. Be ready. I did not know I had friends in high places at all. Because when I came back to court the second day, I'm in my jumpsuit, I'm in prison uniforms, which is property of the police department or the prison. I'm sitting in there, and the judge is like, Nick, I don't know what happened, but you got bail. Just pay, 10%. This is crazy. 10% of a $250,000. Yeah. And you're free to go. But not only do you get that 10%, but you get the 10% back, which most people, they get their bail back.
You lose that part. Yeah.
They lose that.
Yeah.
But I got it back with interest.
What?
So somebody that I don't know exists, if you're watching this, thank you, somehow pulled it off, And my girlfriend at the time, she did the work. Yeah. She made the calls. She did everything. you know, she was in it knee deep with me. You know, I didn't do nothing because I couldn't do anything from a cell.
Yeah, yeah.
So thanks to her and a bunch of people that helped me out, you know, they were able to reach the judge somehow, and they let me go.
No way.
And they let me go in that jumpsuit.
No way.
So imagine me. They're not allowed to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine me walking back into the prison into a jumpsuit. Yeah, they thought I was an escapee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the judge, to keep the story short, to shorten it down here, I don't want to take too much time. The judges, they're like, okay, you got to get back to California for court in a week.
Okay.
So here they are. They're trying to jam me up. 2 days, get here.
Yeah.
Go
Make
back
it
to
almost
court.
impossible.
So then they're like, you just spent $15,000, right, to get out of jail and bail.
Yeah.
You have no money, but you have 1 week to get a flight to California and get to court.
And you have to be
because
there
they want
by
to
the
jam.
state.
They want to play for everything. They want to jam me up with failure to appear.
Yeah, 100%.
Boom. 2
100%.
round trip tickets to California for my girlfriend and I for $80. Somehow we found it.
Crazy.
So I get to court and back and forth to court, and this happened a couple times. And I'm here for sentencing, and I sit there, and I get to California, and I'm sweating because I'm going to prison.
Yeah.
I knew it. I'm going to prison. I show up to court every single time. I did everything.
You've already
I was
made
supposed
peace
to be
with
doing,
it, yeah.
And I finally made peace with it. You know, my biggest fear was having to put down everything that I started.
Yeah,
going to jail, sitting there for 5 years wasn't what I was afraid of. I was afraid of all the hard work I put into being who I am.
All
now,
lost.
Nick the Wrangler.
Yep.
Not lost, but put on hold.
100%, bro.
And will I ever be able to pick up where I
100%.
left off?
Yeah, yeah.
That fear was there.
100%.
I walk into the court, and I'm sitting there, doors are closed, and I'm calling my attorney. And I just literally got off a plane. I'm like, yo, Steven, where you at?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I just got off the phone with the district attorney. I think it was the prosecutor. And the judge just randomly dropped all charges.
That's weird.
Like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, all charges are dropped. Case closed. Boom.
What?
And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm emailing you something now. Charges, everything dropped. I don't know how the heck it freaking happened, but somehow, some way, and somebody did something that I have no idea that they
And
did.
you're all good.
And for now, I mean, it's good. You know, I mean, should I be talking about it right now? I don't know. It's a long time. It happened a long time ago.
Yeah, it happened a long time ago.
Statute of limitations.
Totally.
But at the end of the day, everybody knows. If you just take the time and Google who Nick the Wrangler is,
Yeah.
everybody knows. It's no freaking secret.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, now what's online is bogus.
Of course. Which
But-
is why it's good to hear the story
but
from
I'm
your
not
perspective.
I'm not going to explain why it's bogus. I just know that it's bogus.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? But, dude, God's got to shake you to wake you, bro.
Yeah, yeah. 100%,
For people who
dog.
don't believe in God, okay, we all
Yeah.
have a higher power of our own understanding, and that's just it, you know? But my life was shaking up, dude.
Crazy,
Big time.
dog.
Majorly. From that moment on, I was determined to be the next best version of myself
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single freaking day, you know?
What a
was
story,
nuts.
dog. Off of one life decision, all these things can happen as a result.
Yeah, just because I wanted to be on the Tempest team that I didn't even follow through
Yeah.
with because I wanted to do my own thing. But
Yeah.
that's all it started with is David Mall saying, do you do drugs? Parkour. That's how I started.
So I have a question. Do you listen to Tiger songs?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, no, I don't. Every time I hear it, turn it
Okay,
off.
okay.
Shut it off. TikTok, that song, I can't even be on TikTok anymore. Literally.
For real.
There's a resentment there.
Yeah.
But it's not a resentment towards him. It's
course.
towards me.
It's just
for
a
being
life
an idiot.
situation, yeah.
But it's so funny. I can't hear
It's a trigger, right? That's what I'm
Dude.
saying. I bet you hear it, you're like, whoa.
Dude, I couldn't even watch Tiger King.
That was literally going to be my second question was, did you get to watch this
I
the
watched.
series?
I got
you
into episode 2 until I saw Carol Baskin's face,
Like, nope.
and it's like, nah, I'm good. Click. Yeah, but that was it, dude. But
That is
that's a
crazy.
serious. That's a little bit of my life. There's so much more to it. But, you know,
100%.
we don't have enough time to talk about it. Just like you can talk about your life in a day.
In a day. No, it's
That's
impossible.
why I'm working on this book for now.
That's what I was going to ask
called
about next.
With
yes.
a backpack and a dream,
Okay.
because that's my life. Getting on that Greyhound with nothing but a backpack and a freaking dream, and I get to tell everything in depth.
In
I'm
your own
telling you.
words.
Yeah.
And is there a timeline on the book, or are you just in the creative process right now of just getting it down on pen on paper?
There's no timeline.
Okay.
You know, this is the first place I've ever mentioned it
Verbalize it to the world?
publicly.
Yeah.
I have
okay.
friends and family. I said, hey, read this, check this out, what you think.
Yeah.
My mom crying, I didn't even know you experienced that. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's like, no, there's no timeline. When I feel like I'm done with maybe that book, maybe
Yeah.
there'll be 2, maybe there'll be 3. But when I feel like I'm done and I said what I need to be, need to say, then I'll release it, you know?
Crazy.
So no timeline at all, dude.
Hell yeah, man. That is wild. And now, obviously, you're out here doing your own thing, creating your own path. You've created your own brand and channel and stuff like that. Is there anyone that you watch within your own field for inspiration, or anyone you work with commonly out there?
You know what? I don't.
Cool. That was my question.
It's what I do now is I watch myself. And it sounds conceited in a way, but no, I watch myself.
Study to see how you improve?
How to improve and just, yeah, that's it. How to improve. Because I watch myself, and before I used to be so uptight and so like everything had to be perfect.
Yeah,
if I made a mistake, I didn't post it. I didn't show it.
I feel you.
Now, if I make a mistake, like right now, I stumbled and 2 times. You think I'm stuttering, you know what I mean? In that video, I don't edit it out now.
Yeah.
I just throw it in there. You know, because it's raw, it's uncut.
It's real.
And it's real.
Yeah,
and that's what I want people to see is that real.
Okay.
You know, 100%. So there's no one that I watch other than myself, but I read everybody's articles.
Oh.
I read their books.
Okay.
You know, I read what they have to say and all that, you know. And I'm just trying to just do the best that I can to be the best for everybody else to enjoy, because people are afraid of what they don't know. People 100%. Fear what they don't understand.
What they don't understand.
So my goal here is to turn that fear into a fascination.
Yes.
So if you're afraid of snakes, you're afraid of spiders, you're afraid of lizards or whatever it may be, by you seeing me handle a snake and whatever it is, you might for a split second get a moment where you feel fascinated and you continue watching that video all the way to the end. Now that might not last forever, but you might come back and watch another one, or you might subscribe, or you might follow because you want to see what's going to happen. You're afraid, but you're still safe on the other side of that phone. But over time, that fear is going to evolve into a fascination.
Totally.
And you will have an understanding of that animal. So maybe if you see a spider in the house, you're not going to kill it. Or you sweep it out of the door with a broom, or you see a snake and you're not going to kill it. You know what I mean? You walk around it and enjoy it from a distance, you know? And I get that all the time. I get people taking a picture on a snake. Dude, the other day, someone took a picture and sent it to me and was like, I would have killed the snake, but if it wasn't for your videos, I'm taking a picture and showing it to you. What do you think, and what kind of snake is this?
Totally. You've ignited the curiosity.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I strive for.
Okay.
You know, that's it, 100%. Just like you.
Yeah.
And your work.
Yep.
Being an influencer.
Yeah, right? So, bro, with obviously you filled the void and all of your time is focused on your new craft and things like that, do you still ever find yourself moving?
I always want to move, dude.
Okay, yeah.
I always want to move. You know, it's like my mind, I can do everything that I used to be able to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, of course.
In my mind, I close when I'm driving, I'm looking at buildings.
Yeah.
You know, we've all done this. We got our line when we're driving, we're like, ooh, do this, do that, do this, do that. And there's times every once in a while where I'll just get a moment. It lasts for about a week, though.
Okay. Little itch.
I need to flip. I need to jump. I need to climb. I need to vault, you know? And it happens. But, dude, being here and seeing this, I'm like, I got to test that freaking foam pit out. And I don't know what that's going to lead to.
Totally.
You know, but it's a form of exercise now.
Yeah.
It's exercising my body, my mind, and it's a form of discipline. And at the end of the day, we need some sort of form of discipline in our lives. You know? And
100%.
That's where it started for me. It's parkour.
100.
You know? So who knows?
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
And so do you see yourself staying in California for the rest of the foreseeable future?
Nope. I'm looking at houses in Texas right now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All because of that little girl, Harper.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I met her family, and I figured this is the place that I need to be. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Gas is only $2.50
No income
a
tax.
gallon. And it seems like the perfect hub for me to build my zoo.
Cool.
So I'm going to build something called the Wildlife Exhibit.
Hell yes.
And it's going to have aquatic animals and reptiles.
Private owned
by me, open to the public.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the goal, and that's why I'm going out there. And I have a lot of financial backers and a lot of people who support me.
Yeah.
You know, you. And people who are just watching my videos, that's the support, you know.
Totally, bro.
The people watching me and hitting like and, you know, whatever, that's more support than anyone giving me a buck.
Yeah.
Straight
100%,
up.
dog. Yep.
And without you and all of them, I know 100% none of this would be happening at all.
Crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's so insane to think about. Like I said, I remember back to the White Lotus days when we're just training. All of us are just trying to get our feet wet in the LA industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now to fast forward to over a decade later, and You got so many things in the works, from your book to your new channel to moving and opening your own private zoo, man. It's insane to see where life has taken us, but also good to see that, you know, we're still the same people at the root of it all.
Heck yeah. And I feel like we did not spend 10 years
so
apart,
I'm saying,
5 years apart, however long it was.
We haven't seen each other forever, but then when we talk, it's just like, what's up, dog? How you been? How's life? Yeah. It's this small world. And to be very honest with you, I do have to give a huge shout out to one of my best friends, Bailey Payne, who has been instrumental in reconnecting us, because I know he started connecting with you, and he's like, you seen this guy? I'm like, I used to train with Nick, bro. I know Nick, but you ask him, he knows me, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Dude. Yeah, because Bailey, Bagels, he has tarantulas. He loves collecting stuff. He got snakes and
stuff. He got super into it for a minute.
And he reached out to me. Actually, I ran into him at the zoo.
Wow.
And then after that, he reached out to me, and him and I have been tight.
Yeah,
we've been making videos, doing content together. And
all inherently linked by movement at the root of it,
and all went right back to the beginning.
Exactly, all full circle, right?
And Bailey, did he even exist back in those days?
He wasn't in the scene when we were training. No. He was the cheerleader back then. Yeah, he only started.
I didn't know that, baby.
He only started training parkour formally about 2 years ago. So he was a tricker for 10 years, and then got into parkour recently. So
so he wasn't around, but somehow you got this new timer, bringing old timers back together.
It's crazy, bro. We're all linked by the same thing, the 100%. Love of movement, man.
Yeah, we're all cut from the same cloth.
100, bro.
Dude, heck yeah.
So, bro, this is a question I always ask everyone before we get out of here, and so I'm so curious what your answer is, because you've been blowing my mind with all these plans, and we've partially answered it already. So I'm curious what your answer will be when I ask this specifically. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, and then where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
5 years from now, that zoo is done, built. The exhibit done, built, 100%. Okay. You know, it would be a nice hub for me where I can continue on my work, YouTube, all that, and a place to just bring people together. Yeah. You know, I have my social media where people can watch me, but we can't interact. So I want to have a place where people can watch me and where I can interact with them.
Of course, yeah.
And it's going to happen, 100%. But 10 years from now, I'm going to be traveling, giving back to the world, giving back to the people. Not everybody. I can't help everybody. It's impossible to help everybody. But like the indigenous people on the island of Papua New Guinea, you know, it's an island where our country takes so much resources from them, but we give nothing back.
Totally.
We always talk about Africa having the worst water conditions, but actually they have the worst water conditions.
Wow.
In the last, 9 years, their water conditions improved by 6%. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into details at all, but I need to be there within the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years, helping these people. You know, I've reached out to a lot of big companies. There's a company called givepower.org where they actually came up with this machine that takes salt water and turns it into fresh water.
Yes, I've seen that machine, desalinization process.
So that used to be something that was deemed impossible.
100%.
Do not drink salt water. 100%. You will die.
100%. You need fresh water.
Well, there's no fresh water on the island, but it's an island, so it's surrounded by water.
100%.
So I've reached out to them, and I'm dealing with some other people, and the goal is to be there. Can't help them all, but just start with 1 or 2 tribes at a time. And I have a guy who gets on a boat and goes from the island of Australia, big island of Australia, to the small island of Papua New Guinea.
Oh, wow.
Talks to these people, gets back on his boat, sends me an email, and our responses are about a month apart.
Wow.
But that's how we communicate, and that's how I'm talking to these people out in the island. And they told me, I don't want money. I want water.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do our best to give them.
Wow.
You know?
Super
and then start
amazing.
Construction there and building clean bathrooms and places for them to wash their dishes and whatever. You know? Yeah. Is it going to happen? Anytime soon? I don't know. It's just all about who wants to be a part of it with me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's amazing, dude. It's super commendable to see, and obviously it touches very close to home with all the animals that you like from that region. So I totally understand the reasoning.
Heck yeah, and I get to go see the crocodile monitor in
person
on that island.
Amazing, dog.
Dude, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Crazy, dog. Man, I can't even thank you enough for taking the time to come out here, man. But more than anything, man, it's just it's so surreal to see how our paths have gone their own separate ways. But being able to come back here and talk about it, it just feels like, you know, we haven't left off anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
It's crazy, bro. So
it's crazy though.
So crazy, dog.
Yeah.
I'm super appreciative for the friendship over the years and the support of White Lotus to Jam to where we're at right now. But also thanks for everything you've done for the community and what you're continuing to do to the greater world based on what all your plans are. So.
Yeah, and you too, man.
Hell yeah,
literally,
dog.
You hosting and watching you just host, it gave me some tips on how to talk.
Dude,
you know?
crazy.
You know, like it's the truth.
Amazing.
You know, and we're always helping each other, whether we're in the same field or not.
100%.
We help each other. Even you bringing me out here today.
Totally.
To talk, to hear myself and remind myself of my goals, my aspirations, the dreams I have. To remind myself, because sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It brings a lot of gratitude.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely let's not make this the last one. And if anything, like I said, I invite all homies back. When you're about to launch some of these bigger projects down the road, let me know.
Dude.
I'd love to bring you back, talk about it, use it as a platform. So
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, Doug. So, bro, before we get out of here, can you just look in this camera and let people know where they continue to stay up to date with your personal journey, your Instagram, your YouTube, and we'll throw it on the screen also.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want to tune in on me, you can look at me at Nick the Wrangler. It's easily Nickthe, Wrangler with a W. Find me anywhere. YouTube. I don't have Twitter. Sorry, guys. But Snapchat, you can see me doing a bunch of goofy stuff. But Instagram is where it's at. That's where I'm doing my most growth there because I feel like I'm reaching the most people there. I post most of my content right there. So you'll see me there.
Hell yeah, guys. Go give them a follow. With that being said, please be sure to hit that like button and comment, subscribe for brand new episodes each and every week. Join us every Monday for Jam Breakdowns and every Friday for a brand new JAMCast, interviewing influential members of the movement community like Mr. Nick Bishop himself. So with that being said, guys, I got to give one more very special shout out. Thanks for coming through, homie. I really appreciate it.
Heck yeah, dude. Thanks.
Hell yes. And as always, guys, coming at you, coming through, I'm your host, Travis Wong. Thanks for joining us here on another JAMCast. Until next time, we'll see you all soon. Peace.